Hi, this is TheJaxLife for Thursday, August 25th, 2011. And boy, yet another action-packed week. We've had an earthquake on the East Coast. Of course, I live in Florida, didn't experience it. It was funny because I caught, the opening of it. I started hearing on television about this earthquake. And then I happened to be on Twitter, and I happened to noticed that some of my tweets were as far away as New York and in Canada talking about the earthquake. So amazing, Twitter is an amazing device because, an amazing website, amazing service in a sense because I was able to get, kind of independent confirmation, and I was actually able to get the scope of the disaster before I could get it on television, and that's rather amazing. Again, from independent sources, I follow almost 200 people or organizations on Twitter, so it lit up as it tends to do from time to time when something's going on. So Twitter's amazing. All right, well, here we go, right on into Hurricane Irene. Apparently, I'm going to be lucky and miss Hurricane Irene. I live in Jacksonville, Florida, near the Atlantic coast. I live more on the western side of the city, so I'm not on the beach. But so I'm kind of glad not going to have to deal with that. But it's headed towards the Outer Banks, and I've been up to the Outer Banks several years ago. I went up to North Carolina, and I was quite amazed with the Outer Banks. I went out onto the beach, and for about 20 to 30 minutes, I was just alone on the beach. It was a very desolate yet windswept place. I went right before tourist season started, so it was really neat, but not a place you want to be when a hurricane comes down on you. Now, there's talk that New England, particularly New York City, is going to really get hit with this thing. And, so I feel like, here I have a channel. I may as well just spread a little bit of knowledge out there, having gone through several hurricanes in 2004 in Central Florida. I lived in an apartment in Castleberry, Florida, and, the hurricane came up through around Port Charlotte and then went up towards Orlando. And it was a Category 3. But it knocked out power for a week. I had a lot of trees near my apartment, and you don't think about your surroundings until after a hurricane is blown through. I don't know, when I left my apartment, it was almost like a Hollywood set because all the trees, it was like the day after. It was like Hollywood, it really was. You're driving and you're like, oh wow, look at all these trees that have fallen. I'm glad a tree didn't fall in my apartment. So here's what you can expect with a pretty heavy hurricane: power outages. We here in Florida kind of have the hurricane party kind of thing going. If you're well prepared, you can kind of enjoy yourself as long as you're safe about it. An excuse to kind of drink a little bit and, enjoy yourself. But be ready for the power to go out. Have a little radio. Power was out at my apartment for a week. I ended up staying with some people who actually got their power back a couple days before I did. But you'd be amazed how radio can kind of amuse you for a little bit. Water is always a good thing, canned goods or whatever, but I found that really what got me and the people I was hanging around with going was a grill. If you've got meat that you're wanting to kind of get rid of, you may as well just go ahead and, as you start to approach, expecting your power may possibly go out and just grill, so that's something to keep in mind is that you don't have to throw all your meat away if you try to keep your freezer closed and then pull your meat out before it starts to within the first couple hours or whatever, and you save up your appetite and you can eat or whatever. And then the thing about it is get ahead of the grocery crowds. There's a lot of chaos. People buy things that don't even make any sense. So be very focused on what you get: canned goods, water, etc., etc. Use good judgment. And but I was out for like a week. And I think my local government wasn't as prepared. Because it was a surprise. People didn't expect it was going to come as quickly as it did, and it blew right through. I don't know what the deal is going to be with Hurricane Irene. I generally have an idea of the path it's taking, but you know, try to keep in mind that you know, especially if you're in a populated area, plan ahead. You know, here now is a time to kind of use some of your connections, some of your networks with people. I don't know how I would have gotten through that week without power if I weren't around some friends who I wouldn't say took me in, but you know, was had me as an extended house guest. Um, you know, it was quite quite an experience. Um, don't expect miracles from local government. Um, don't expect you know help to fall from the sky. I think it's in times like this, in disaster, that people find out who their friends are and who find within themselves the strength and the courage and the compassion that's needed. So these are my ideas on hurricanes. I was going to do more of a hurricane preparedness kind of thing when I thought Irene was coming this way, but I decided more to kind of talk generally about my experiences. Um, I think it's important to kind of keep a level head, keep some perspective. Do what you can. At the same point, try to have a little bit of fun. Especially before it arrives. So let me know what you think. This has been my vlog for Thursday the 25th, and vlogs every Thursday on the TheJaxLife channel. Take it easy. See ya later.